Next kid she has won't be yours either.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, this is the Red Carpet Reign featuring TBK, the Turnbuckle King. We are here at it again, guys. We're here to talk about the weekly comparison of AEW Dynamite versus NXT. We're talking about both shows that were for the most recent episodes of August 20th and August 21st. So tune in, guys. We are here at the ring. Get the likes up as you come into the ring. We are here live on not just YouTube, but Facebook and X as well. If you're watching Facebook or X, also get the likes up over there. Let's see who came into the ring before we begin. We got CeeLo Myers, salute, and we got Brutally Honest Goodbread. So if you guys you don't know, every week I like to compare the viewership, ratings, and everything else of NXT versus AEW Dynamite. So I will compare both shows, and we will go over the key points on both shows, go over the viewership, the ratings, the demographic, etc., etc., etc. And then I will go over each detail, and then I will give my final analysis of which show was really better, despite the rating is higher or not. The viewership being higher. Now, does it even matter? We're going to go over it. Now, first, normally, since Tuesday is the NXT show, I'm going to go over that first. I'll break that down of the viewership and everything else. And then we'll go over the numbers the previous week. And then we'll go over what happened in this show. And then we'll also go over AEW. And then we'll go other key factors as well. So this is a busy week. We got a lot of events coming up for not just NXT, but AEW as well. So let's keep that in mind. And also, guys, if you don't know, now you will know. Now, I said if you can't do anything else, just keep it real simple and plain. Double tap screen. Just double tap the screen. Do it one time for me. One time for me, we'll be good. But let's get on to it. Now, of course, we will talk about NXT first. We'll talk about NXT viewership. We'll talk about the ratings. Now, the viewership for NXT, this is the viewership here. And the viewership slightly rises against the DNC, meaning the Democratic coverage. And this is not a politic channel, so we don't do that. And if you think that's what we're here to do, at any given point in time, talk about that, well, I'm sorry to break it to you. You will get hit with one of these.
No, brother, it doesn't work for me right now,
No, it doesn't work. So, all right. Now, the numbers here, it shows that NXT averaged 639,000 viewers on Tuesday night. Now, it is up from the previous week, which was 617,000. So that's what a good 22,000 viewership increase. Now, you remember NXT is coming back from the whole being on Sci-Fi, then the Olympics. So it's still rebounded from that, but I think we're fully rebounded at this point. Now, it says in the 18 to 49 demographic, NXT drew a 0.16 rating. Now, it's down from the previous week was 0.17, and it was up to Democratic National Convention on Tuesday. And that guy you heard doesn't work for me right now. He actually had interesting things to say. You can check that out on Toss Ring Scandal. Speaking of which, but other than that, NXT, it did better. Definitely did better. Viewership is going up this week now. Also, we are just coming fresh still from NXT Great American Bash that ran for 2 weeks on Sci-Fi Network. So, and I know the numbers wasn't what we expected them to be. It was still during the Olympics, the 2024 Olympics that just ended recently, but it's still rising up. And I have to say with NXT, Um, since it is coming back, I will say it's a great quality show overall, and the shows are getting better with consistency. Consistency is the key here. It's definitely the key. Now let's go over the key points of the show. Now I touched most of this, of course, on my NXT review, which I do on Wednesdays, based off the Tuesday show. Remember, guys, this was the match card for NXT. Now, we had a triple threat match for number one contender for Ethan Page's NXT Championship. We had a gauntlet match for the women's for Roxanne women's NXT title. One-on-one Lola versus Winnie Chu. And then, of course, Chase U was celebrating the NXT Tag Team title win last week, defeating the previous champions, Axiom and Nathan Frazier, who also came out to get a rematch for the titles, which they did win by beating Duke Hudson and Riley Osborne. So those are good points. But this was the best match on the card. One of the best match. I like this at the end. Now, as I said before, I said that Joe Hendry was going to win this. I said this. I called this a long time. I called game on this a long time ago. That was game. And I knew he was going to do that. But it's still a good NXT moment. No matter what Ethan Page is trying to do to block the referee from getting a count, Joe Hendry still got to face him. Then, of course, the gauntlet match was good. We remember that. Very good gauntlet match. Carmen Petrovic was taken out by Izzy Dame, replaced by I think it was Brian Lee Reese. And it came down to Soruka and Jada Parker. Jada Parker got the win. And since she did get the win of the gauntlet, we got her qualifying and going to face Roxanne at NXT No Mercy for Roxanne's women's NXT title. So, and then, of course, we did have an announcement of NXT No Mercy matches. As you see, Joe Hendry won. He's going to challenge Ethan, Roxanne, and Jada. By Femi and Tony D had a good segment. And, of course, Axiom Nathan Frazier get rematches for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Now, earlier, I did a early prediction of NXT No Mercy. Check that out. But we do have NXT No Mercy coming up. Definitely has that coming up. We have NXT No Mercy coming up, everything. But it was a very good segment of the show. Very good segments. If you guys remember, these guys, they was not playing around on NXT. Jada was definitely not playing. When she won that gauntlet match, she called next with Roxanne.
You might be a great champion, but when it comes to that title, Jada Parker got next. I know that.
So she definitely laid her claim to Roxanne, stating that she got next, and we saw that prior before. So very good moment for Jada Parker. Very good moment. So with that being said, NXT No Mercy's good. We got the card set up, everything. Now, let's get into AEW. AEW, let's check out what their ratings for this week, because they definitely have something to talk about too. Let's move forward. Now, AEW, we had Daniel Bryan. They said the final Showdown helped to get the ratings up. Now, according to Wrestlenomics, Dynamite pulled in 698,000 viewership, and it was a 0.24 demographic rating in the 18 to 49-year-old demographic household. Now, their viewers had dropped from the previous week. They had 703,000. And so they had 703,000 the prior week. They definitely lost a little bit of viewership. They did take a hit. It was over 700,000. But they were not able to hold that up for whatever reason. Other than that, though, I will give AEW their credit where credit is due. AEW did have a fairly solid show. I'll give that to them. They did their thing. They have very good segments, and we'll get to that in a second. But they remember, they do have All In coming up All In is in fact this Sunday in Wembley Stadium. That will be this Sunday. But I'll give it to AEW. They put on one great show. They did the best they could. It's been better than prior weeks. I will say that. So, you know, definitely did have some improvement there. And it says here, like I said, they the demographic was 0.23 to 0.24. So the demographic went up a little bit. But of course, the Democratic National Convention, it affected NXT on Tuesday and AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. But still, they put up some work. I give them effort. They get an A for effort. So with that being said, I'm gonna give them a yeet.
Yeet.
So AEW did better this week. Let's go over the best moments for AEW. Let's see what's the best AEW Dynamite moments. Let's see, shall we? Now let's go over there. This is their match card here. You had a final showdown between Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Championship. Then you had the Saraya one-on-one versus Tony for her title, the AEW Women's title. Then we had Claudio Castagnoli versus Okada for the Continental Championship. And then we had a 6-man tag, Darby Allin FTR versus the Elite of Jack Perry and the Young Sucks, face-to-face MJF and Ospreay. And then the contract signing that kicked off the show, actually, Britt Baker, the challenger for the TBS Championship, and of course the champion Mercedes Moné. No physicality. So let's go over the moments of the show. Let's go over that real quick. Now, I'll go over it. This was pretty much everything that happened in this show. If you look in here, this is everything that happened. So let's go over piece by piece. Now, this was the contract signing. Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker, and of course, MJF and Will Ospreay. The MJF and Will Ospreay had a very good promo. I know MJF, he tries so hard to go personal, and he succeeds. Sometimes he really do, but sometimes he just be doing too much. But he took it personal when he talked about Will Ospreay, his wife, his son. You know that Will Ospreay is a stepdad. That's not his biological son. That is his. Actually, I don't think he's married. I think that's his fiance, actually, unless he did get married. That's her son from her marriage. I believe what I read, her husband had passed away. She's actually a widower. So, but definitely, we'll check out more about that. Very good segment. MJF went in, and Will Ospreay, despite what MJF was saying, he tried his best not to put his hands on MJF. He asked Tony Schiavone, what's the fine if I put my hands on MJF before our championship match at AEW All In? $100K. He says worth it. He gave him that work. Like I said, a contract signing. Mercedes and Britt was going back and forth. You know, Mercedes and Moné, some the CEO mocking Britt Baker, DMD. And then one thing I like what Britt said, she said, you always been 4-1, talking about the 4 horsewomen. I've been 1 of 1. She said and then also Britt said she looked up to Mercedes, everything, how she gets so arrogant, full of herself. She said she's going to defeat her at All In and do it for herself and other women that could be role models and be better than the old, and to be better than Mercedes. And he would say she want Mercedes go back to the old Mercedes Moné. DJ, salute to you, man. Thanks for coming out. So yeah, and then of course Bryan Danielson talked to Will Ospreay after MJF attacked him later that evening. Bryan Danielson told him, use the Tiger Driver 97. You need to give him that work. But this was a very good segment, especially Will and Ospreay. Them guys got personal, very personal. But that's MJF. You guys know how he does.
Next kid she has won't be yours either.
Yeah, so MJF, he be doing everything he can to get under skin, but he's a heel. That's what he does. Who's on the level with the devil? That's what he says. But other than that, very good segments here. Then, of course, later on in the show, we also had here, speaking of which, Bryan Danielson had a good one-on-one, face-to-face. Swerve was getting to Daniel Bryan, talking about his family. You know, had your daughter there. I'm going to end Bryan Danielson's career. But when Bryan came out, that boy was running. He came in and did it's the running knee they called the psycho kick. A psycho kick to Swerve down out the ring. And he let the crowd say yes. Yes, yes, yes. Now I know we more of a yeet over here, but this was another great segment, and this closed out Dynamite. Yeet. So yeah, this was a very good segment as well. Like I said, AEW has some very, very good segments on the show. I will give them credit where credit's due. Now, were all the matches top notch? No, they were not. They were not top notch like they should. But at least they tried, though. These guys they really were trying. And I like how this is going. This is very solid what AEW is doing. But we know they're getting prepared, like I said, for their big show. And we know their big show that they get prepared for is AEW, as I said it earlier, All In. We got All In, and that is coming up this Sunday. And they had to, they got to put everything out to make sure they put out a great quality show for everybody. Now we got right now 9 matches on the card. You got 2 world title matches. You got 3 mid-card championships. They like Figure 4 TV said, it's too many titles over here. It's too many titles over here. I'm sorry, this got to go on the list.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
I had to do that. It's just way too many. Way too many on there. Way too many matches. Way too many belts. If you look at half this card, it's a championship. You got the men's and women's world titles. That's 2. You got that. Then you got 3 mid-card titles, TBS, American International, whatever you want to call it, and then the TNT. That's 3. Now don't forget, we got a tag team title right there. Then a stupid FTR belt. That's 4. We really literally only got 3 matches where it don't involve a championship. The Casino Gauntlet match. This is a 0 in the 0 hour of Willow and whoever that do Suzuki versus Chris Statlander and that Stokely Halfway clown. I don't like Stokely Halfway. I don't know about you guys. I don't like him. He's goofy. I remember he was in NXT. He was Malcolm Bivens. Glad he ain't with us no more. But anyway, then you got this other match here. But they're setting up for this show. But like I said, they had great segments, though. I'm not going to take that from them. Like I said, I may not agree with all the titles you got on the card, but they still did their thing. For the best for AEW now. Best for AEW. They did the best they could. Trust me. They did the very best they could. And I'll never take that away from them. Definitely for that. But also, since they did do the best they could, I will say that it was not a bad show, and it was the last show. Now, after All In, they have AEW All Out. They have All Out, and the thing about it is, will All In will be good, be a solid show as well. Will All Out be solid like All In is? Because All Out, I think it's like 2 weeks after All In. So we have to keep that in mind, how great that show's going to be. Because only time will tell how they're going to produce a great show. But other than that, I I could say a good 3 out of 5, maybe 3.5 out of 5. I'll give that to Dynamite. But the fact now, I'll give another credit's due, which is obvious. Well, based off the numbers of what I've shown you guys, AEW did beat NXT Reigns, but barely beat them. I mean, barely beat them. 698,000 to 634,000. That's not a big difference. I think that's what, a little over 60,000. They barely beat them, but they still got the win. And I still give the edge to NXT and the better quality show. I still got to give that to NXT because NXT always bring it every single week. They have developing stories. We got the story with Joe Hendry getting a number one contention for No Mercy. We got the story of Jada Parker. Even before she won a gauntlet match, there was subtle hints that she was going to challenge Roxanne when she saw her backstage saying, yo, I got next. And I said at that time, and I said before and I said again, I said Roxanne is going to be challenged next by Jada before these Julia and Stephanie Valkyrie show up. And don't forget Cora Jade too. Cora Jade is going to make a comeback. She's healed from an ACL injury that she got late last year. Let's not forget about that as well. But other than that, NXT is always developing a great story, no matter what the case may be. You know, like I said, we got all these events coming up. We got NXT, No Mercy. We got All In. We got all stuff. And, of course, WWE got Bash and Bro for the main roster. Then AEW has All Out. And then after that, we do have what? The following month, we got Bad Blood in October. And next thing you know, we got Survivor Series, and the year's over. But there's the only thing with AEW, like I said, they put out a better show. I'll give it to them. They still need to learn how to develop a story between characters. Let's be honest. This whole Bryan Danielson swerve thing was pretty much rushed. And it was only developed only because Bryan Danielson won the Owen Hart Cup tournament. And that earned him 101. Then they threw this career versus title match. I mean, that was kind of sudden. Come on, AEW. And we know that was a political move for Bryan Danielson to be sold at the AEW All In to push at his final match, his retirement match, similar to what you did to Sting with Revolution earlier this year. You guys are not slick. There was a political move, AEW, but we see you.
Spoken and spun like a true politician. I mean,
very, very well. And it very well was a career political move. I don't care how anybody spin it. This was a political move between make sure that Bryan Danielson's on the card, make sure he's in the championship match, make sure he could make everyone believe that he could possibly win and try to fool the fans. But we know Bryan Danielson is not going to be the case. And if you look here again, that's how I know he's not going to win. This shirt here is very, very similar, guys. You see the shirt he was wearing that night? I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if you guys remember at all. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know if you guys remember that shirt. I'm gonna have you guys look at it for very close. Very close. Now that shirt he was wearing, he wore that in the match before. I mean, this is their last showdown before AEW All In. Okay, now we know he's in a championship match. We get that. We know what the whole deal is. Thing about Bryan Danielson, a lot of fans noticed this that night. They knew something was up with Bryan Danielson. They're like, why is Bryan got that shirt on? Why is that shirt on? Now, what I'm going to say right now, it's going to make perfect perfect sense to what I'm talking about with Bryan Danielson. Now, Bryan Danielson years ago. Now, when he wore that, the last time he wore that shirt, guys, he wore the shirt many, many years ago. If you guys can remember, we're going to say maybe 7, maybe 8 years ago, approximately. I think it was 8 years ago. If you look at that shirt he's wearing right now, keep it on there. If you know where I'm going with this, then you should know that this man last wore that shirt 8 years ago. Isn't that the same shirt he's wearing? And you could tell this was on Raw when he announced his in-ring retirement from wrestling on Raw. He just had a shorter haircut. He didn't wear the long hair this time. Very similar. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Is that shirt trying to tell us that he's definitely retiring at AEW All In? Just tell me when I'm telling lies, please.
I'm tired of being nice. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
That is the same shirt he wore when he announced his retirement. So he's wearing that shirt. Like I said, that's on Raw. You can tell it's the same shirt because his hair, like I said, his hair is different. And this is him wearing it again. Now, it may not be the exact same shirt, but very similar design, very similar plaid design. The coordination is very similar. They're almost like twins. That may not be the exact one, but still got the green and the red in there. But it's the same shirt he wore. So he pretty much is telling the audience here that no matter how much I have you guys believing that I may win it All In, doesn't matter if I have the most momentum going in to AEW All In, I'm not going to win this match and I'm going to retire. I'm telling you guys, the last time I wore a shirt some of this sort is when I announced my retirement when I was in WWE on Monday Night Raw back in 2016. So just let you guys know. Yeah, DJ, that's right. He's going back to WWE. Dante Peterson, salute to you. It's a chance he may. Dante Peterson, you said some key. Remember, his name was announced on Monday Night Raw. This is during the Sheamus and Pete Dunne match. Remember when Sheamus beat Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 28 at 18 seconds for his World Heavyweight Championship? You know, when AJ Lee kissed Daniel Bryan at the time before he lost to Sheamus. And now we see he's wearing the same shirt on Dynamite that he wore when he retired. The same exact shirt. So something's up here. Bryan Danielson is telling us something. And then he said that crappy social media, no matter what I do, I'm not going back to WWE. They always say it before they go back. Remember, when CM Punk was supposed to come back, they said Punk wasn't coming back. When Cody Rhodes was coming back, they said Cody wasn't coming back. Bryan Danielson, once again, this is a political move, and we see you. We see you. We know what you did.
I didn't know that. You know what you did. I know what you're talking about. I was fair and square. You know what you're a legend, man.
We know exactly what's going on. You definitely did that. You're not fooling us, man. Oh, hold the phone. We got Mr. Goodbread Reaction send a super chat to the Turnbuckle King for approximately $4.99. It's the message says, "Wow, bro, you are the wrestling god," in the voice of JBL. I appreciate that. You know, I got some new sound bites. I don't just have Mike Knight. I still got the Booker T. I still got the Rey Mysterio. I even got the Bianca on here. Got the Hulk Hogan. Not worth me, brother. Which one? But I think we all know what you want. Well, I'll play the open mic. If you want something else, I add that to it too. Bonus soundbite on me.
Who the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Goodbread Reaction. But yeah, that's the key. Yeah. This man is telling us he's going back to WWE, and he's not going to win at AEW All In on Sunday. He ain't winning. He's telling us that. He already got the shirt to prove it. If the proof is not there for you, then you are clearly a Stevie Wonder. You too blind to see it. Yeah. But Moxley might be back too. Moxley recently just, he signed his contract was up last year and he resigned. I don't know how long it's for, so maybe a little while till he come back. Roman needs to help Shield reunion. That would be dope. It is so you can play one on you. All right, I'll play one. And this is you may hear this later. This is one I'm gonna play.
You standing here and you don't even go here.
Yep, Daniel Bryan will not be going to AEW anymore. He will not be going to AEW much longer. He will be back in the WWE ring. Now, granted, he may only be in a non-wrestling role like he was when he was a SmackDown general manager. He may just only get dug to the Hall of Fame. He may even get just a backstage role similar to what William Regal was doing. His mentor, hint, hint, William Regal's his mentor. So, I'm just saying. But I just want to point that out. That shirt has a lot of symbolism behind it. Lots of it. Now, we know that shirt ain't that much different than this shirt here. We know it's pretty much the same shirt. Very similar style. But other than that, though, like I said, AEW, solid episode closing out. Swerve looked very strong. He mentioned a list of men he defeated before coming up to become AEW World Champion. He mentioned the likes of Christian Cage, Will Ospreay, Samoa Joe. He beat Takasha. He beat of course Hangman Adam Page twice. Didn't mention Keith Lee, but he mentioned those guys. So I have to give it to him. He looked strong. He was over with the crowd. But Bryan Danielson worked strong when he came in here with the psycho knee. But like I said, guys, good show from AEW. Then you heard Tony Storm got tapped by Mariah May. A little stuff. Then Okada versus Claudio and Jericho in that stupid FTW title. But they all prepare for All In, which is in London, August 25th, Wembley Stadium. If you guys watch it, if you're interested in watching, let me know in the live chat. If you're AEW fans or not, doesn't matter. I don't discriminate. I won't have anything against you if you're an AEW fan. Trust me. Now, if you don't watch, I understand that too. But another thing I want to talk about. Now, we talked about AEW, their viewership, their rating, the quality, what happened in the show. Same with NXT. Let's talk about what else happened. And we talk about the big elf in the room. And I know you guys heard the news broke earlier. Yes, we're going to talk about it. Ricochet going to AEW. Yes, it's official. I talked about this on my other channel earlier. He has signed a multi-year deal with AEW, and now Ricochet is part of the AEW family. He is no longer with WWE. When he was last seen on TV, back in June, when he was taken out by Braun Breaker, and we thought he may come back. We thought he's going to re-sign, get a good deal, be on vacation, chill out, and, come back with a bang, get a world title run maybe. If not, get at least an IC title run. But none of that's happening now. He's with AEW. So we got to see how he's going to get booked over here. We got to see. Dante Pearson, Jay, about to be IC champ. I hope so. Joe Hendry, NXT champ. I don't know about that one. I don't think a TNA guy is going to win that belt. Not right now. You said just sub to you. Thanks. I appreciate that, Dante. You said he's already there. Ain't he the dude in the mask? I don't think he's the dude in the mask. But yeah, it's crazy. How would you book Ricochet? Does he win the AEW World Championship? Does he win the AEW TNT Championship or the International Championship? Or do you book him as a tag team competitor? Maybe he gets in tag team with Ospreay or maybe other guys in there. But yeah, guys, you guys double tap that screen. Make sure to double tap the screen for the like. Real easy and simple. But yeah, Ricochet, how would he get booked? How would this man get booked now? He's in AEW. There will be no more Ricochet in WWE. Now, people are saying that he may have left because he didn't like Triple H or he didn't like the direction it was going. I disagree with that. He was more of a Triple H project. He did when he was in NXT, this is when Triple H was running it. Now like Shawn Michaels running it now, but Ricochet definitely I think Ricochet just wanted to go in a different, do something different. I don't think he wanted to wait, and maybe he didn't want to wait in a line because Triple H do everything storyline. He has, as I call, pieces to the puzzle. And Triple H, you know him. If you're not a piece of that puzzle that do not fit in that puzzle, if that piece of the puzzle does not fit all the way, then he is not going to figure you in that storyline. I don't care who you are. I don't care how big a star you are, world champion, legend, Hall of Fame. It don't matter. Triple H does every storyline according to a puzzle. Everything's a puzzle to Triple H. I don't care if it's Raw or SmackDown. Everything's a puzzle. And you got to be the right piece of that puzzle. Got to be. But Ricochet, he could win one of these titles. He could win an AEW World title. He could win a TNT or International. Now, since I'm a fan of Ricochet, I like his work. Remember, he way before WWE, he was on the independent scene with Will Ospreay. He was in Lucha, I believe, similar to Swerve. He did a lot of stuff. I know he did a lot of independent work prior to WWE. I would like to see him be a world champion. That's what I thought we was going to get in if he had re-signed with WWE and come back to Raw at some given point, not right away. So I thought he may have been in line to win a world championship in the near future, but that's not the case anymore. He is now all elite. So we got to see how that's going to go with Mr. Ricochet, or should I say Trevor Mann. WWE owns that name. Trevor Mann is his real name, but we gonna call Ricochet for now. It's not official. His real name's in there, but I know unless Ricochet owns the Ricochet name, unless he owns it and he got the rights to everything, he cannot call himself Ricochet in AEW. You don't want a cease and desist letter from WWE. I don't think you want that, because if you're trying to use that name and WWE owns it and you try to do it anyway, you're going to get hit with one of these.
No, brother, it doesn't work for me right now,
No, it doesn't work that way. You said TNT more likely. I can see him being TNT championship. He could feud with Jack Perry, defeat Jack Perry, or Darby Allin. Darby Allin and Ricochet would be a good feud over the TNT championship. But TNT championship, that's more collision. So he wouldn't be on Dynamite if he's going to feud for that belt. That'll be a collision, and we can add Rampage. Somebody probably smashed his chick. You said it, I didn't. I'm not going to argue that. I don't think him and that chick going to be together anymore, honestly. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that's a nip in the bud, because if he was still with Samantha Irvin, he would have not signed with AEW. That don't make no sense. I give it to you like this. I know that him and Samantha not married, they were engaged. Imagine Montez Ford of Street Profits. His contract's up. Bianca Belair's his wife. She's in WWE on SmackDown. Wouldn't it look awkward if Montez Ford contract was up and he jump ships AEW while his wife, definitely a big star of the name of Bianca, stays in WWE? He leaves. That means something's going on in a relationship, and I will dig more into that. And that may even be a scandal, toxic ring scandal. Check out the channel, Toxic Ring Scandal, aka KDH. But yeah, I really think so. I think him and Samantha broke up. Needs to be a heel. That'd be dope. Facts that the Darby fight would be lit. Yeah, him and Darby they're similar size. They both got flying. They're both high flyers. Why not? Becky left. No, Becky's on vacation. She is not signed with AEW. Because if she had signed, they would have made headlines just like they're doing with Ricochet right now. And yes, Seth is still there. We just saw Seth a couple days after SummerSlam. So Seth is still with the company, and Becky ain't going nowhere either. But yeah, that would be dope. Have him feud with Darby. Hell, I could see him feuding with Orange Cassidy over the International Championship. Let's not forget about that. Orange Cassidy, a great talent on AEW. He could feud with him. I can see him and Orange Cassidy got similar styles. I can see him have good chemistry. So, like I said, it's a lot of feuds from over there. Jack Perry, Darby, Orange Cassidy. You know, I don't know about Hook. Hook, I'm not gonna say. Hook's not a great competitor. No offense to Hook. But those three other guys, yes, I can see a feud with that. And of course, his boy Will Ospreay. You know, I could even see, believe it or not, I could see him having a good feud with MJF. MJF versus Ricochet. Let's not forget about that too. MJF could cut nice, nasty promos on Ricochet. Talk about Samantha Irvin, your Rick Nelson girlfriend is bigger than you, bigger than that. You know someone's going to say something about that. You guys know someone's going to say something, cut a promo and talk about Samantha Irvin. You know how AEW does. They get gritty with it on the promo side. They get gritty with it. So I would not be surprised. And that would be lit. And I like MJF. He cuts promos exceptionally well. He goes a little overboard, a little too much. But when he's there, he's there. So Charlotte husband just got back. Yeah, Andrade's on SmackDown. Charlotte about to come back too. I'm an MJF guy. Hook remind me of his dad. Hook is feuding with Jericho. That's another guy, Chris Jericho, the Learning Tree. He could feud with him. Definitely like the scenarios with Ricochet. You guys let me know in the comment section and on the playback. How do you see how you book him in AEW? Now let's switch gears. Go over to another individual. Now another elephant. It's not as big as this one, but we know it's coming. Ricky Starks is pretty much going to make the jump to NXT. Let's be honest. Ricky Starks is going to NXT. Think about it. That's a good switch. Ricky Starks to NXT, WWE. Ricochet goes out to AEW. Ricky Starks has not been on AEW TV since March. His contract's about to expire. He is projected to debut on NXT. I don't know when, but they said he's going to be showing up on NXT Arena. He's going to show up somewhere, maybe right after NXT No Mercy, maybe at NXT No Mercy or the October 1st or 8th edition when NXT goes to CW in October. But he more likely going to be showing up in the NXT ring. And I cannot wait because Ricky Starks is another great talent. The question is similar to Ricochet. I'm going to ask the same question with Ricky Starks here. The question I have, again, that same question, Ricky Starks to NXT, how to book him? How do you book him? Does he automatically go to the NXT Championship picture with Ethan Page? Does he go if he with Oba Femi over the NXT North American title? Does he get in a tag team? I know one thing I can say. I can see him feuding with Wesley. That's a good feud right there. I can see him feuding with maybe we can throw some other names out there. We could say him and possibly Oba Femi, big guy versus small guy. Those two can have a feud there too. Let's not forget about that. Him and Ethan Page over the NXT Championship. And we could say him and Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears still on NXT. We could add that to the pot as well. So let's see that. Though. But Ricky Starks a great talent though. You say wait for Zilla Fatu. He's still on independent scene from what I heard. You don't like Ricky Starks? Why not MJF? Like I said, MJF could feud with Ricochet. But yeah, Ricky Starks, he could very well make the move. He more like he's going to be on. And he looked like a young Rock. Let's be honest. They could use him on the main roster too. Even when Rock's not around, he could get involved in the Bloodline storyline on SmackDown with Roman and the new Bloodline and Solo and Jacob Fatu and all them guys. But yeah. Yeah, Wesley could be a tag team. If they don't feud against each other, him and Wesley could be a tag team. But you know Wesley just finished. He just broke up with the Rascals or MSK. So I highly doubt they throw him in another tag team that fast. But I'm not going to shoot it all the way down. It seemed like he's being pushed more as a singles competitor, but Wesley is a heel singles competitor, not a baby face. But we could add, like I said, that could be a good scenario with Ricky Starks, or Ricky Starks could be a heel, and maybe do have a heel tag team with Wesley, and they could dominate, maybe even win the NXT Tag Team Championships together. So I'm not gonna rule that out at all. I'm not gonna rule that out. But yeah, while we talking about Ricochet going to AEW, Ricky Starks more likely is going to make the jump to NXT. But yeah, him and Wesley could be the champions. They definitely could do their thing. They could battle it out. They could have a good feud. Wes and Ricky versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier for the NXT Tag Team Championships. They could have a good feud. Like I said, that could be a good feud between those four men. They could go at it. They could have brawls for it all. Brawl for it all. So I'm not going to rule that out at 1-all. But Ricky Starks, I could see potentially being NXT champion. If you could put the belt on Ethan Page, now Ethan Page, I like the character and all. If Ethan Page could become the NXT champion like he is now, I could see Ricky Starks winning NXT championship. You know, just to be honest, I could see that happening with that. If you're gonna do that for Ethan, and let's be real here, let's be transparent here. Ricky Starks is a better in-ring competitor than Ethan Page. I think he's a better in-ring competitor. I do not see Ethan Page being better than Ricky. I just don't see it. I don't see it. There's no way. I like Ricky way better than Ethan. Ethan has great character development, and sometimes you get a little too annoying, but no way. The Rascals, yeah, they could feud against the Rascals. That's in TNA. That could be a good feud. But like I said, he could tag with Wesley, or he could tag with other men too. Him and Wesley, I see very good. I see very good combination. Or he could go 1-on-1 against Obafemi. Maybe he's the guy to be Obafemi's long dominating NXT North American Championship run. You know, you never know. Horrible champion, him and Gunther, rather have Priest. Well, I'm talking about the NXT Championship. I'm not talking about the World Heavyweight Championship. That's we're skipping. We're definitely skipping too fast. I'm talking about him being on NXT brand, not the main roster as far as winning the championship. I'm talking about the NXT title. I'm not talking the World Heavyweight Championship. That will be way down the line if that were to go down. I'm mainly talking about Ricky Starks being the NXT North American Champion, Tag Team Champion, and NXT Champion, the same title that Ethan Page is holding. That's another thing. If you can put Joe Hendry in a championship match against Ethan Page, why not Ricky Starks? But like I said, nothing's official yet. But more likely, they said he was in the Performance Center with Jay Cargill. So let you guys know he was there. I think I saw a picture of that last week on social media. So I could very well see in that. Oh, you talking about Ethan Page? Yeah, I don't want to see him win the World Heavyweight Championship. No, not at all. Ethan Page keep the NXT title. I think Trick's honestly going to win it back from him, and then Ricky probably could win it from him or Wesley. But yeah, I don't want to see Ethan Page on a main roster champion. I like Ethan Page, but I don't like him that much. Let's be honest, I don't like him that much at all. But yeah, guys, there's a lot of stuff going on with AEW and NXT. There's got a lot of moving parts. People departing for AEW for WWE, or they departing WWE for AEW. Yep. Hope Joe Hendry takes him out. I did a prediction on it earlier. Joe Hendry will put up a good fight. I just don't see how a TNA branded star win the NXT title right now. I'm not saying it can't happen ever. I just don't see it happening now. Trick, you like Trick Williams? Trick is going to promo. Trick is very good over with the entrance. He cannot wrestle though. I don't like the Trick shot. That the move looks weak. For a guy that big and tall, that Trick shot should be way better than that. It looks like a very bootleg Timu version of the Claymore kick. The trick shot is like a bootleg Claymore kick. When you see Drew McIntyre hit the Claymore, he hits it. When I see the trick shot, it's like he barely puts his foot up. But I get it. It's NXT. It's developmental system. I get he's not on the main roster. I'm just saying that's how I see it right now. Trick needs to go to Raw. No, he don't. Trick needs to stay on. He needs to stay on NXT. He needs some more developing. He ain't ready for main roster yet. But yeah, guys. A lot of, like I said, a lot of changes going on with NXT and AEW. A lot of good moving parts here. A lot of good people moving, jumping ship. Remember, we got a lot of people that's still injured in WWE that's going to come back. You mentioned Charlotte Flair earlier. She's going to come back. We got Shotzi coming back. Cora Jay's coming back to NXT. A lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm not big on Trick going to the main roster. I'm not big on that. I'm not saying he can't get better, but he needs to develop. If he knows his matches with Trick is always placed with a well-polished star. He had a match against Carmelo Hayes, match against Pete Dunne recently. He had a match in a four-way match. He always gets carried by a very seasoned wrestler. That's what makes him look good. I noticed that with Trick Williams. That's how I know he ain't got it. You see him about one-on-one against an unknown guy, you don't see that much impression in him. But I see he definitely could put some effort in. He definitely can improve. I'm not going to say he can't improve. He needs to. I'm not saying he can't, but no. Alexa Bliss, Y6. I don't know if she's going to be a part of that. I would love her to be a part of it. She may just be on her own storyline. Because remember, they already got Nikki Cross as the sole girl of the Y6. So if they got Nikki Cross already, they really don't need Alexa. Kind of defeats the purpose. So, Tyler Helton, salute to you. Welcome, man. He just kicked Pete Dunne. Yeah, he cost Pete Dunne a match in the triple threat. Yeah, him and Pete Dunne, they're going to run that back. They're going to have another match. And Trick will get over this time. Definitely get over. But yeah, this was a good comparison this week. Like I said, AEW put out a better show, but like I said, when it comes to quality, AEW won the battle as far as viewership. When it comes down to quality of a show, as far as everything, as I mentioned earlier, NXT definitely has that beat. AEW got them in ratings, but they got that beat. So this is very good show comparison. We gonna get on. It's only gonna get better. But I don't know what AEW gonna do after all out, all in, and all out. I don't know what they're gonna do next. But we shall see what they're gonna do in the near future. Stay tuned, and we will keep an eye on each show as far as the viewership goes. Playing Fortnite. Oh man, okay, that's what's up, man. Yeah, but she was never named Abby. No, she wasn't, but I don't see how YS6 can have two women in the group. I forgot the name of that doll. I know you're talking about the doll that Alexa had. I don't see how they can have two women in the stable. But we shall see what happens on WWE Raw and SmackDown. Of course, NXT AEW. But we will see next week what was the better show. And that's all I have regarding which show performed the best this week. You guys let me know what you think of AEW or NXT this week. We got AEW All In this Sunday. We have Bash in Berlin a week from Saturday. And then the day after that, a week from Sunday, which would be the day after Bash in Berlin, we have NXT No Mercy. So we got a lot of events coming up, guys. Lots of events coming up. We got these two mainly. We got these two. We got All In, and we got No Mercy. But I appreciate you guys coming out. Appreciate the support. Soon two videos will pop up with wrestling content. Please click the links below. Check out book scenarios, a range of everything of wrestlers of sort. You guys already know what it is. Until then, guys, it is OUNT.
Something happened this weekend, and I have been struggling with it since I retired. But this weekend gave me closure.
Wow.
It really did. Like, It was fun. Obviously, it was fun. I mean, you can't, doing this for as long as I have and being involved.